thought I'll take you for a ride around my neighborhood. Okay, here we are at the airport. It's called Fox Field Airport, and we're just going to take off. I'll show you a little aerial view of the area where I live. It's called Antelope Valley. It's in Southern California, just about 50 miles north of Los Angeles. Some of you guys have been here, but I never had a chance to take you flying. Anyway, this is the airport. It's called Fox Field. We have one runway. It's runway 24, which means it points to the west, 240. Here we are just taking off, and we're going to be crossing the runway in a second here. And I'm just going to show you some aerial views of the city of Lancaster and Palmdale. Okay, this is Lancaster taking off towards the north, and we're going to transition and show you some pictures further south going towards Los Angeles in a second here. Anyway, it's kind of fun flying the helicopter. I had an opportunity to learn about 15 years ago, and I was very blessed to find a helicopter which was owned by the Ontario Police Department, taken very good care of. That little area with the lake, it's an artificial lake which is formed from the water we get from the aqueduct, which goes all throughout California, north and south. So that's a lake where you can have little boats and stuff that you can use for fishing, and the road going up would be the road that goes down to Los Angeles. Here we're going north towards Mojave, or a town called Mojave. This is all part of the Mojave Desert, which extends for hundreds of miles from the west to the east towards Las Vegas. Anyway, what I'm doing now is creating a little trim, getting ready to land in a place called Ridgecrest, which is about 100 miles away. This town is pretty famous because all the weapons that we use in Iraq and Pakistan and all those are really made here and tested here at the China Lake Naval Weapons Center. Anyway, here we're getting ready to land. What I do is on my left hand, I reduce the power, and then I do a descent into the hospital helipad right there. So you can see all the bunch of rocks over there next to the helipad. I land on the rocks so that I don't take up space on the helipad, which is used for EMS or emergency medical system helicopters. They come down.
Meet Dr. Joe. Hey Joe, come here.
Yeah.
Please.
So you're coming down in the helicopter today.
This is Dr. Joe, my buddy from Ridgecrest. Best doctor in town. He's always available.
We are back in Lancaster, Palmdale. This green area there, the industrial area, which is also called the Enterprise Zone, and that red arrow there starts on the bottom of the picture, which is the Palmdale Hospital Medical Center, which is a brand new hospital, and that road with the red color leads up to a 2.5 acre lot where I'm going to build this building you're looking at right there. The idea for this building is on the bottom floor we're going to have the surgical center, and on the top floor we're going to have multiple medical offices, and on the terrace, the third floor from the office, you can get out into a patio area, and on the roof I'm going to put like a small helipad where I can land the helicopter if I want to, or it could just be a place where you can just hang out and sunbathe or have a party or whatever. That's just a cutout of the surgical center on the bottom floor. This is a little segment I want to show you about something I'm working on. I have all these characters that we created. It's called Bounce. That's going to be the show, so someday you may see Bounce as an animated show on television. My idea is to get it as popular as SpongeBob and all those characters. The problem with a lot of these animated programs is there's no message for the children that watch it. I watch my kids being so absorbed in watching these animated characters, I figured, why don't I create my own? So I got together with my cousin and another friend of mine, and we did some characters about 5 years ago, and I figured we'll give them a little updated look. So one of my contacts whose parents used to work for Walt Disney looked at the old characters and said, yeah, let's give them a fresh look. So this is the fresh look for the characters. Multiple characters, 5 kids, multicultural kids, so it'll appeal to all kinds of ethnic people who live here. And the guy on the right is called Blue. He's like a coach who hangs out in a gym, and all these kids are from broken families, and they have one place where they come to the gym and get together and use their talents and do something constructive instead of going out there and getting into drugs and all kinds of nonsense that a lot of kids do these days. My idea is to create a show with a message at the end of every 22-minute segment, or create a storyline with a message to promote studying hard, respecting your parents or respecting others, and have a purpose in life, that kind of stuff, you know, where children can actually go to a place and learn something instead of wasting time. Especially the kids these days, when they finish school at 3 o'clock, they got nothing to do, and the parents don't come home till 6 or 7 o'clock, so those 3 or 4 hours, kids hang out and really get into trouble. They get into gangs, they do drugs, they get into sexual activity too soon in life, and really it gets their head all screwed up. So I'm hoping that this show is going to be a very fruitful, interesting show for children. Anyway, I have a company in Hollywood who's working on a pilot. It should be ready within the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. Oh no, it'll probably be another couple of months. And once I have this pitch, which is going to be a 4-minute segment, then I'm going to show it to Sony and Pixar or whoever, or maybe even Disney. Nick Jr. would be interested, Sony would be interested, Paramount Pictures, who knows. Somebody, if I'm lucky, I'll get this onto a major network, so it could be a very interesting part of my future life, hopefully. Next, I'm going to talk about my clinical practice, the stuff I do every day. Basically, I'm a urologist, so I see a lot of patients with urological problems that come to me. But over the last couple of years, I had the opportunity to learn age management medicine with a company called Senegenics, and that really changed my life and how I look at patients anymore. I figured if nothing else, it'll help me age gracefully and stay in shape and stay healthy and all that. Anyway, my typical patient every day is a middle-aged guy, probably in his... Anyway, I even see younger guys who are totally out of shape. Obesity is rampant in America, and even in India, I notice that when I visit. And all I have to do is even look at my classmates. A lot of them have put on a lot of weight over the last several decades. There's a saying that if nothing else gets you, a middle-aged spread would. Okay, so that's true. All of us have trouble with weight that accumulates around our abdomen area. That also translates to visceral fat. And there's fat also within the organs, like in the liver. In fact, the number one reason for cirrhosis now is fatty liver, not alcohol-related cirrhosis anymore. Typically, they come in with a medication list that's just quite mind-boggling. They have about 20 pills they got to take every day. They take pills for high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, gastroesophageal reflux, you know, the whole consortium of pills. I'm thinking, how come these patients got so bad? Don't they have doctors taking care of them? Typical modern medicine that you and I have studied, it's evidence-based, but the problem is we don't look at prevention so much. The only preventive medicine we learned in our medical school days was preventive medicine as far as infectious disease like cholera and smallpox and stuff like that. Tuberculosis, we used to talk about that a lot. Anyway, right now we need to prevent patients from getting to the point where they need 20 different pills to survive. So instead of giving them these band-aids in the form of pills, I think we need to teach them how to lose weight and stress the fact that if they took care of themselves, got all that weight off their bodies, they probably will not need to take all these medicines. The blood pressure will get better, blood sugars will get better as well, so you don't need your diabetes medicines, the reflux goes away. So that is what I've been doing for the last couple of years.